Hello, welcome
Hello
back.
guys, welcome back. Welcome back. We are here. Round 6 is going to start now.
Yeah, round 6 out of 7, and we are starting in a few minutes. We are just selecting the players for this sixth round, and I think there is a player of Blue Black Fairies.
Yes.
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 We are going to confirm that in a few moments, and also understand which
Solo i tornei Pauper vedi sta roba.
Which opponent?
Which opponent,
is gonna be?
is gonna be?
What is gonna be playing?
Sì.
And
Leo.
these two players are both 5-0, so this means they are already qualified for day 2. But obviously they're still going to play because
Yeah,
top
you have to-
8
you
is
have to
really
improve-
far
yeah,
away,
you have
so
to improve your
record
score.
as much as possible. So we are just waiting here, and while we're waiting, I can tell you that I've seen Turbo Initiative being 5-0, already qualified, and there's also just Kai Ephemerate, which is already qualified for the day 2. I don't know anyone else or any other player who's currently at the top tables, apart from these two that I just said and the two that we have in stream. So our players are preparing right now to see to play. So they're waiting to be set up so we can bring
just
to
a few
them
moments.
as soon as possible.
We can see that for sure one is, as I said, it will be fairies. The other one, I think it's blue-white glitters or just sky glitters. I don't know. We will see. How many white-blue affinity are on top? We don't know precisely, but I think the deck is heavily played. We don't have the numbers right now, but for what we can see in the room, there are a lot of glitters. So we will see the exact numbers. I mean, the perception is that there are a lot of them.
Yeah,
so-
it feels like there's definitely a lot of blue-white glitters and BG Gardens, Golgari Gardens at the top tables, and played in general. They're heavily played, so this means they're gonna be at the top tables too. But we don't have yet metagame shares nor results precise, so we're just gonna have to wait a bit to get this info. So let's see. As soon as it feels like the players are underway, so we should be able to start the game soon.
Okay, here we are. So
There we are. They're already
players
drawing their 7
have already
hands.
shuffled. They're drawing their initial hands. I think they are swapped.
Imazzi.
Yes, the
Yes.
decks are swapped.
Così mi hanno detto.
Eh,
Fairies a sinistra e Glitter.
Am I
No, no, no.
sbagliato?
Fairies Simone. We're just fixing the deck because Ubi Fairies is on our right, so we're gonna fix that as soon as possible. And Simone starts already with Fairies here, so good turn 1, just setting up the top.
What have you done? Bottom or top?
I feel like it's top,
Okay.
but I might be wrong. And we are.
We have a Novice Inspector on
Novice
turn
Inspector.
1, the Newt Fraben Inspector. These glitters lists have improved a lot thanks to this card, because now you can play 8 copies, actually 8 copies of Fraben Inspector, and you just have to give up on Frogmite, and it's a good trade-off in my opinion. You have more humans to trade off with of one mind. You have a better one drop. You have better card draw. I mean, it's all in one card, so very good addition.
It's also obviously a really good card in when you drew a lot of lands, so it mitigates flood a lot.
Yeah.
Because the clue is easy
Yeah.
to crack when you're flooding.
I'd rather
so-
draw a Fraben Inspector
Yeah,
on top
Frogmite while
deck.
you're flooding,
or-
it's really bad.
Yeah.
So. We see the
Actually,
first
Frogmite
combat.
in the later stages of the game is also worse. So
Yeah.
on the second turn, Simone just cycle the Lorien Revealed to find a dual land and get access to his second color, that is black. So now he also has access to Snuff Out, even Tap It Out. So I don't know if Mancinelli has a glitters in hand. I think yes, because that full art card seems to be
looks like a glitter
looks and all
to
the
me.
glitters, and he didn't pull the trigger on that because he was afraid of a Snuff Out. But let's see. Simone continues his race in the air, and he shows
missed
us.
land drop though.
Yeah. No, he put
No, I'm
an
sorry.
island.
Yeah.
But he showed us a Snuff Out, so the removal spell is there. So let's see how UV Glitters wants to approach this situation.
And we see an ornithopter. Cool art. There's definitely a glitter in hand. I cannot spot if there's any counter spell. I see a blue card, but
I think
I'm
it's
not
a Metallic
sure it's
Rebuke.
a metallic rebuke. Okay. So this
Not
brings-
100% sure, but it seems like one.
But this 3 mana open actually allow Simone to be able to play, to pay for the metallic rebuke if he wanted to snuff out
Yeah.
a creature. So Leo
Still
seems
not
like
still not the time to deploy
yeah,
the powerful
glitter.
enchantment.
And we see Leo actually thinking about what should he do. Okay, Simone was thinking at the end of the turn, decided to untap and draw.
Interesting. A Spellstutter Sprite. There is a nice card to.
He's missing the 4th land though,
Yeah.
which might hurt him.
Yeah, it
fact,
might
he
hurt
just
because
passed the
this
turn.
this Metallic Rebuke seems seems stronger now.
Yeah.
Because with opponent missing land drops, Rebuke, of course, improves in value. Let's see now, Mancinelli.
See what
Mancinelli
they can
pondering
deploy.
his options.
What do you think is the key card that Mancinelli wants to resolve in this matchup, and where would you put the glitter in this situation? Would you rather have it on Traben, which is maybe a bit bigger, or rather have on the Ornithopter, or wait for a Gingerbread to deploy the glitter in a situation like this?
The problem of this matchup is that you don't have a premium target except for maybe Gingerbread to put your enchantment on, because the removal of fairies pairs up really well with what you want to do. He decides to put it on a Fraben, on a Novice Inspector. Probably it would be countered in this way, but now Mancinelli has the chance to counter back with its own Metallic Rebuke. Let's see. The Spellstutter Sprite, it's the bin, but Simone has always the option to snuff out.
There we go.
So everything is cleared.
There's still Mirror Enforcer.
Yeah,
to
Mancinelli
answer, but
remains with a Mirror Enforcer on the table, so still something to do, something to beat up.
And we see in the chat there's a lot of people, while Simone hits the 4th land drop, we see in the chat that there's a lot of people rooting for Mancinelli from his group of the Suocera del Pauper, which translated, if I'm not mistaken, should be like mother-in-law of Pauper.
Yeah, it is mother-in-law.
His mother-in-law. And so we... this is nice. I don't even know the name of the card. I know what
Extract
it
a
does.
Confession is a new card that has been playing in this Dimir control / fairies decks, and it's pretty interesting. Yes. It has it's a sorcery that costs 2 mana with Collect Evidence 6. It says that the normal effect says that you can, like, your opponent sacrifices a creature. He's forced to sacrifice a creature. But if you collect Evidence 6, that means exiling cards from your graveyard with a total converted mana cost of 6 or more. Your opponent is forced to sacrifice the creature with the highest value, highest power. So it's pretty useful in order to target, I don't know, like creatures with glitters on it, bypassing the fact that the opponent has other sacrifice fodder to protect it. It's useful against
It's useful against X-proof stuff.
X-proof, gates decks, for Guardian of the Guild Pact, against Black-Green Gardens. So a pretty nice card. It has to take the place of Chainer's Edict, but nowadays the flashback cost of Chainer's Edict is too high to make it impactful even in later stages of the game, so it is now preferred to play this new card. So now we see a stack with what?
We see a cast down being cast on Ornithopter, and I was saying this means that there's a ninja coming. The only reason I could see killing the Thopter so aggressively is because there's a ninja who tried to rebuke the cast down, but counterspell was ready, and so ninja connects, porting value, and it's also a body on a board like this, because there's just Raben Inspector in this guy's Novice Inspector, not Raben, but I mean it's pretty much the same. So a 2/2 is actually really important as a body, even if it's not gonna connect every turn. It forces you to have chum blockers, it forces you to have something, and if you manage to stall it, you will hardly be able to swing back with these creatures, because there's this 2/2 is actually a good blocker in this spot, in this particular spot.
Here Simone blocks the Thraben, maybe in fear of a ninja of...
Yeah, I feel like that's the main fear and the main reason of this block. Plus, you also get to swing with your ninja, which is kind of a monarch effect if you let him roll like this. We all know what a ninja can do if you let his team roll. It's been a mechanic that has been in Pauper forever, and it's been one of the best mechanics in Pauper forever. So we all know that a ninja of the deep powers can take away the game on its own. Plus, this is a good card. Tell us
Murmuring
something
Mystic
about
hits the
Murmuring
table.
Mystic, because I know you love this card. I know
Yes.
it's really one of your favorite that has been added to Pauper recently. And, well, I see a Brainstorm and a Snuff Out in Simone's hands, which means it's basically 2 spells that you can cast right now to make 2 flyers.
Yeah.
And
In this spot particularly, Murmuring Mystic helps to stabilize the board and give you a lot of chump blockers for these random dudes, except for the Gingerbread that came onto the battlefield right now. But Simone, as we saw, already has an answer for it in the form of Snuff Out. So everything seems to be under control for Simone, because he has spells
Now
to
2
cast,
copies of
2
Snuff
Snuff
Out.
Outs, and the possibilities to make a large number of chump blockers and attackers, of course.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But
Immediately,
Leo Mancinelli
Leo
recognizes that the game is not in a winning position anymore, not even in a
playing
position,
position, because
yeah.
Murmuring Mystic is gonna win the game on its own at this
Yeah.
point.
And he already drew too many lands to continue in this way.
yeah, top decking Springleaf Drum was not ideal, so you definitely needed something else to change, some kind of thought cast.
Let's see if you can see what he's bringing in right now. I saw Blacksmith Skill, Obsidian Acolyte.
Yeah, I think Obsidian Acolyte, and he's looking at Standard Bearer, but I'm not sure you want that in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. As we saw earlier, like this matchup is in favor of Blueback Fairies.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think Simone will bring in some Dispels, some artifact counter
think he's
spells.
playing I feel like he's playing Steel Sabotage.
Yeah, something like
but
that.
I might be wrong.
He's taking out some Lorien Reveals, I think.
I think
saw.
he had a counter spell. I mean, he's cutting the Monarchs for sure. So I think he went fast through the deck to cut all the copies of Thorn of the Black Rose. Plus, I might be wrong, but I saw a counterspell being cut.
It could be. I
mean,
mean, Counterspell is not such a great card to have on the draw, especially against these
Against
faster
glitters, yeah.
glitter decks.
Plus, you upgrade with Steel Sabotage.
You upgrade with
so
Steel Sabotage, so that's true. And you also have a lot of removal to answer like threats that are already on the board. So, but on the other hand, I think it's useful to have access to the full copies of Counterspell because you have to expect that your opponent is bringing in cards like Obsidian Acolyte that you have to remove and deal with it on the stack, because otherwise they get on the board and you cannot remove it anymore.
I don't think Simone sided out any copies of Fumes or Arms of Adar, so maybe this is his plan to deal with Obsidian Acolyte, which, I mean, if you don't have these cards, it's basically untouchable once it resolves. So it's either Spellstarter's Pride, Counterspell, or bust, basically, or it's gonna take the game, or make your life very difficult. It's also true, we saw Simone is playing some kind of sacrifice effects. So maybe the plan of glitter on Obsidian Acolyte can also be beaten with.
It can also be beaten maybe with an Arms of Adar that cleans the board, and then an Edict effect can force Mancinelli to sacrifice its Obsidian Acolyte. That's a path that they can take. Of course, more things have to be aligned for that to work, but not impossible.
Or you just conjure, right?
Or you just, sure.
You
collect evidence for 6.
You collect evidence for 6.
That's really true. That's what we said before. So
if there's actually a glitter on the Acolyte,
probably
you can get out.
We can see Acolyte now in the hands of Leo Mancinelli. As you saw before, the Edict effect with collect evidence 6. Maybe you don't want to put the glitter on the Acolyte for this specific reason, because you don't want to lose it.
And we see a
fast start
fast
here
start
for permanence on turn 1, reminiscent of old Affinity days. Simone starts with a lonely and humble fetchland.
It is Escape Tunnel, though,
yes,
right?
It is Escape Tunnel.
This is a new addition to Pauper. It's a power creep to Terramorphic Expanse, and you can sack it to make a creature with power 2 or less unblockable until the end of turn.
Very useful for ninjas. And when you have to steal back emblems.
Monarchs,
so
yeah, exactly. It's definitely a card.
I like to point out that Leo Mancinelli has a good taste in basic lands, because these are the same ones I use often.
And you will see Obsidian Acolyte.
This
is a nightmare scenario for Dimmer Fairies, I think.
Yeah, unless he fetches for, I don't know, something, and there's still the thing.
You should draw like fetch and then draw Nausea or Shrivel or something like this to be able to answer this board. But if Leo can untap with some kind of pressure that's like glitter, or maybe glitter.
Yes,
would
we
be
are seeing now
dream.
a snuff out with the Acolyte on the stack, of course, to get rid of the gingerbread. Let's see if there's a response, but I don't think there is anything.
Maybe he's floating a mana just for some reason, but no.
No, I think you want to keep it for something else. To protect the Ornithopter, maybe.
And Lorien revealed.
Lorien is cycled for a dual land, probably no, for a basic land.
So maybe we have some more action.
Yeah,
this
maybe
time?
we have a 1-drop, maybe a cantrip, or maybe a Fairies here. Let's see. It seems to be Fairies here. In search, probably for an answer for this Acolyte. As we saw earlier, because we streamed this matchup already, I think it was the exact same matchup.
Yes.
Right now, Simone always has the option to fight on all that glitters. So Mancinelli has this Acolyte that is uncontested for now, and it's a very powerful tool to fight against the removal spell that Simone can present. But Simone can also use Counterspell to mitigate these things, like countering all that glitters, countering Mirror Enforcer, countering like stuff that can be protected with the Acolyte. So he can say, you can have your acolyte, but I will not give you like anything valuable or anything that could impress me in any way. But this mirror enforcer just slipped out of control, so just and hit the battlefield. So we'll see if this plan can be put into action.
And this is definitely a hard situation for Dimir Fairies, and as we said before, it's almost a nightmare scenario. Now we see 2 mana Aggro of Bolas, maybe. It's rethinking its choices. There's also a ninja with, well, never mind because Fairies here cannot connect right now, so he's just gonna play a land and pass the turn and keep up.
Another fetch land.
Keep up a spell start. Is there a spell start?
Yeah,
in
I think
Simone's
yes.
hand?
And again, this spell starter helps him trying to control what kind of things Leo can put in on the stack. So all that glitters and stuff. Right now is the most scary thing. So
okay, Leo decides that he's done with the turn, so Simone fetches twice.
yeah, Leo
Escape Tunnel
only has 2
plus.
cards in hand. So
Yeah, Simone has some catch-ups to do, but I mean, if he managed to somehow resolve this Mirror Enforcer, there's time to figure out how to proceed from there. It's not gonna be easy to deal with Mirror Enforcer as of right now because of the Acolyte. Also true, I see a Murmuring Mystic. Murmuring Mystic, it's actually pretty good against Acolyte because it's gonna provide so many blockers for the card. So I was thinking to make Augur resolve or not, maybe.
yeah, I think it's still on the stack.
Still on the stack. Yeah, Augur is still on the stack for sure.
It's resolving. Let's see what he finds. Brainstorm. The art I liked of Brainstorm. I talked about it earlier. We were talking about Brainstorm
You're
art.
not a Mercadian Mask.
No, I mean I like it, but I like it this more.
No. I'm a Mercadian Mask fan.
I like this art and this frame particularly because it's the modern frame with a good art.
That I agree. There's the beautiful one of the beautiful Brainstorm is the one with the modern layout with Mercadian Masks
Yes,
art. But I really like just the classic Brainstorm, which I'm not even sure it's the first one, because maybe Ice Age Brainstorm is
Ice Age, I
first.
think, is the first one, yes.
But yeah, no, I like the Mercadian Mask Brainstorm.
Okay, we see now all the
Okay, all
glitters
the
being
glitters,
cast
it
on the Acolyte.
And if you have a spell starter, it's time to cast it. Yeah, there we go. Is there a rebuke?
I think there are 2 rebukes.
Okay. So this spell starter sprite it's not going to resolve.
Not at all. I mean, I'm shocked if it didn't pull the trigger on rebuke. Let's see.
No, I mean it's definitely gonna cast it. It's just deciding whether you should tap the Splitting Glyph Drum, the Ornithopter. Okay. These are gonna improvise. It's not gonna be 1 mana, but it's gonna improvise the rebuke, maybe. Yeah. So rebuke it is. And now this is a situation which is hard to get out because you have to start sham blocking. At least the
now Arms of
glitter
Adar
enchanted
is
card.
not an answer anymore. Neither is Suffocating Fumes if he's playing it. Drowning Sorrow, etc. Now the only answer is Extract a Confession.
Yeah, you also cannot even clean the board with Adar and then play, I don't know, Chainer's Edict. I mean, maybe he doesn't even have Chainer's Edict in the list. If he has Extract a Confession, he's probably gonna play that. So Extract a Confession is probably he's out. And now Simone is thinking whether he should chump block or not.
I think champ blocking is a good idea because otherwise he would have been dead, I think.
Yeah, for
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, it was gonna be down to 1.
Down to 1, but not a happy place to be. So he trades his own Augur Bolas to preserve its life total. We see a Murmuring Mystic trying to stand the bleeding a little bit, maybe taking a chunk block again this turn and then try to flurry spells in order to have chunk blockers for this Acolyte. Not a bad plan,
Yeah,
but he
Simone
has to survive this turn.
Yeah, he's also low on resources and in mana in general, because this Springleaf Drum actually managed to put Leo ahead of mana for the first turns. Being on the play also really mattered, and so it's definitely hurting Simone. The fact that he's only has 4 lands and he has been missing a couple land drops, can't quite develop his plan. Plus, this Acolyte is just really good in the matchup.
Polgar dal tavolo 3. Polgar dal tavolo 3 in che senso? Non ha beccato un vigine anche. Polgar dal tavolo 3. Ha fatto uno slalom pazzesco.
So Mancinelli has another Rebuke in hand. We saw earlier.
It's chum block time.
Here, yeah, Murmuring Mystic is blocking the 4/4, and the Fairy is chum blocking duty.
Yeah. He decided to crack the clue instead of keeping up the Metallic Rebuke, though, right?
Mm.
So I don't know if I agree with the decision, mainly because if there's not for an extract a confession, there's not much he can do. So
Yeah,
there we go.
There we go.
Here's the spell that Simone was looking for, and it's here.
And this is huge.
This is huge. It's
This-
definitely gonna swing the game. in
This
another favor
is
because-
resolving the most impactful threat on the board in the form of Acolyte with glitters. It's like an unkillable threat that had glitters on it, and it also puts a body on the battlefield to chunk block this Mirror Enforcer. And
Plus,
now it seems
next
that
turn there's a cast down. This turn there's a brainstorm to put another 1/1. So Fairies can actually try to stabilize this game. I mean, Rebuke is still really relevant. Plus, I think he has a Ninja, which is the card that's gonna come down now. On the Novice Inspector, Simone is still at 5, which is not a healthy life total. Okay.
so
there
going
we
down to
are.
5, drawing a card. Now we can deploy maybe the Fraben and leave 2 mana open, or just leaving the mana open for the.
You
No,
can,
you
you
can-
can
you can do
actually
both,
keep up
yes.
the rebuke, so you should probably play
Yeah.
the Novice Inspector. And there's not a Mirror Enforcer. This is gonna matter. I mean, Mirror Enforcer is definitely a really good card in this.
Yeah, we're at a crucial point right now because there is still hope for Simone because it has the tool for stabilizing the game, but let's see if it's enough.
Brainstorm, it's a start. It's a blocker. It's good. It's gonna filter his hand. Because I mean, I see a Suffocating Fumes, which is not ideal in the spot. It's not a great card. And this spell is actually pretty good instead, because Simone doesn't know it, but Rebuke is gonna hit him. So this spell is actually a really important draw for the sequence of this turn. And we see probably a cast down being cast right now on Mirror Enforcer. You don't want to give Glitter the option to draw many cards more, so he's just going to play cast down right now. Don't want to let him untap and draw or crack his clues. And BojukaPod. It's curious that we didn't see Leo cast the Metallic Rebuke.
But he also didn't cast any of the draw spells of the deck
Also true.
in both games.
Now we see a Ninja on a token.
Pretty aggressive.
Drawing card is good though, right?
Yeah, it is.
And we see the clue.
Indeed.
Untap and draw.
But it might be able to stabilize, so let's see.
Yeah, Extract a Confession is a sorcery that you can. What's the ability name? Collect Evidence 6, which means exile cards from your graveyard with converted mana cost total of 6, and it changes the effect.
Yeah, it's quite good because conveniently, Lorien Reveal, that a card that usually is in your graveyard for cycling purposes, has a cost of 5, so it's not so difficult to trigger the collect evidence cost.
The same goes for Snuff Out and Gurmag Angler.
Yeah.
So these are really high cost.
Yeah,
cards
mainly
that are-
Snuff Out and
Yeah.
Lorien Reveal because they are easy to put on the,
Yeah,
in the
Gurmag Angler
graveyard.
is rarely gonna be on the graveyard in this matchup. Now Glitter resolving on the Ornithopter. I mean, this is a situation that we assessed before. Like, is Glitter on Ornithopter important when you have to these chum blockers? You'd rather wait for something like Ginger Brute, or you wanna push as much as possible right now that Simone is
Yeah, right now
really low.
he's chum blocking the
He's
two,
chum blocking mode, so I think
two big
it's
guys.
Right.
He's killing the ninja and he's taking 1 damage, going down to 4.
So would you have put the Glitter right now and try to push as much as possible, or would you have waited to kind of build up the combo of Ginger Brute plus
The thing is that you
Glitter?
cannot wait too much because blue-black is going to craft his hand, is going to sculpt the draws and draw other counterspell, other removal spell, other interaction, and it will be more and more difficult to like resolve a Ginger Brute, resolve another Glitter. So maybe trying to push is the best option right now
Yeah,
and close
I
the
agree
game
with you.
because Murmuring Mystic is going to
This is another Glitter.
take control of the game really fast if left unchecked.
You have to cast down there, right?
Yeah.
No, okay, Simone decides not to. He's gonna cast down the Thopter, which makes more sense because the Thopter is flyer and it basically does the same thing. So
Yeah. Right now, every creature is lethal, so it doesn't matter.
Now it's crazy, it's lethal.
Let's see if he has the Metallic Rebuke.
okay, he has, but obviously Simone has still 3 mana open, so he decided not to. Now a second copy of Cast Down. It's gonna get met by Rebuke, but Simone was ready with the Dispel.
And now, I think
And
there's nothing
now-
you can do anymore. I mean,
now the ninja's gonna
there are
take
things,
control.
of course, but this Mystic is going out of control.
This mythic is going crazy ass nigga.
Ninja turns sideways.
And also a bird, which is gonna disappear because there's a second ninja. Which means he draw 2.
Preordain.
Preordain. Yeah, this memory. Okay, we had a cool
And he sees a counter spell. So the game
counter
is
spell plus Lorien revealed if he ever.
the great sensation, the great feeling you have when your opponent is with no cards in hand. You throw a Preordain and
you
you
draw a
reveal.
counterspell.
I mean, not reveal, but you see a counter spell, and you
And
know
we
that the
see
game is locked.
This just prompts a concession because keeping the cards on top with Preordain with all this board definitely. Yeah, the key turn was when Simone had ready 2 cast downs plus Dispel for the Metallic Rebuke.
Yeah, that was like
That-
the nail in the coffin because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
game
yeah.
was already in a state where Murmuring Mystic was doing the heavy lifting, but that turn with the double removal spell and the Dispel was like, as I said, the nail in the coffin to put an assurance on the game, and from that, very difficult to recover. And the Preordain that saw the counterspell was like, there's nothing more you can do.
Yeah, plus, I mean, when we started seeing this game, we thought that would have been the worst possible case scenario for fairies because we see a lot of permanents on turn 1, followed by turn 2 Obsidian Acolyte, which is hard to answer, there was a glitter on Acolyte, and we just saw how strong and how important it is to have changed Chainer's Edict with collect the evidence. Collect the evidence.
Extract confession.
I'm never gonna learn this name, this card. But yeah, extract a confession is definitely what won Simone the game. Has been fantastic also in game one. So it's definitely showing the importance of upgrading, the deck with the correct cards, because in this metagame, it's really important to have this card instead of Chainer's Edict. So it really showed up.
Yeah. So let's recap a little bit. We just finished 6th turn.
Yeah. turn 6
We
is
have
gone.
still one to go to conclude and end day one. As we said before, every player with at least 15 points will advance to day two, so 5-2 or
wins,
better.
5-2 or better.
So the players we saw already qualified for day two, but we are still improving their points, of course, to reach the top 8 tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be still here, even with the streaming, because there are 5 additional rounds, 5 more rounds to conclude the Swiss portion of this tournament, and then will be the cut to top 8, and the top 8 will be most likely played after that. Tomorrow there will also be a lot of side events, a modern event, a pauper event, a commander event, and other small things. They will not be streamed, but the room here, the location will still be full of players and will be full of magic. So stay with us. Of course, we will show you and stream you the main event of the pauper event. How many turns today? 7 turns today.
7 turns. There's one left.
Yes, there one's left.
So we just ended turn 6, so there's one more to be played for the day.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, the card that Simone has used to kill Acolyte was extract
a confession.
Extract a confession. I always mix up extract a confession and collect the evidence. One is the ability it has,
Yeah, guys.
and one is the.
I just ask, if you want to interact with us with the chat, please write in English at least, because at least we can read the questions and answers. So that just it. But then you can do whatever you want. Then now I think we were going on a little break because the turn. I think it's we're still 10 minutes left for the end of the turn. Then we will come back with the last round of Swiss, as we said. What else? I think nothing. Yeah. This is.
We can say timely goodbye to you guys.
Yeah, stay with us, of course, for the last turn. I don't know if we will be here because.
Yeah, we are rotating. We are the guys from the BojukaPod. He's Lorenzo. I'm Andrea, and you can see our names up somewhere here.
Yeah, this is me.
Exactly. And
This
I'm
is
Simonet.
Andrea.
Known as Simonet.
And maybe in the last turn there will be a swap. I don't know, but we will be here.
We will be here. We'll be in touch. We will be here tomorrow too. And so
we don't have data right now on the meta share. We have it, but we have to process it because we had a technical problem with the list submitted. So the judges and who is in charge is writing down the data by hand.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we will see. I hope maybe in the
There is a little bit problem with the name of the decks. Because
there's a
players,
problem with the name of the
put
decks.
Some names like Farfalle or something.
Yeah. There's a problem because in the time when the players submit their deck list, they didn't use an archetypal name, but they use random names. So it's difficult to track down all the real archetypes. So more news on that later, or maybe tomorrow we will see. But I think that for tomorrow we will have a meta share, so don't worry.
Yeah, we really hope that, but we don't have that date yet, that information yet for as of right now.
Maybe for the last turn, round, we can have a strange matchup. I don't know. We don't entirely choose the matchup, so we will see. Basically, I mean, we will see if we can find something. Any of the card market guys in a position to qualify for day two? I don't really know.
We're gonna try to check and
Yeah.
get back to you because we don't know how they're doing.
Play unplayable decks. So
Yeah, I'm not quite sure because yes, they played terrible decks.
Yeah, their decks is not
like mono
it's
black
not
Tron
that.
with Crypt Rats. So
Okay, so right now we're going for a little break. Stay with us. In a short, we will be back.
Yeah.
So don't go away, and we will see in a little bit for the last round. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.